Welcome to today's time lapse. We've got this pomegranate. It is taken from Unsplash and the photographer is Gareth Paul. I love his work, and I've actually used quite a few of his photo references. I just love his use of light and dark. I just think it's just stunning, and it appeals to my heart. It feels very classical, and I love that. Anyway, so I am working on pastel matte paper. This is the sand color. No, it's not. Sorry, it's the sienna color here. So it's more red than the sand color. And yes, I am doing two at once. This just helps me beat time. I've got all my pastels laid out. And I also thought the gallery owner, this is going to a gallery where I sell, I thought he wanted of the same, but he doesn't. He wants slight variations, which obviously makes sense. So I'm not making the same. So I did a boo-boo and I made a few that were same. But then I went over one of them and I brought out the red or the orange and, so they were slightly different. Anyway, I find this just saves so much time. So I think these pomegranates took me an hour and 40 minutes. So an hour and 40 minutes to do two paintings. That really is not bad. They are small. They're 17 centimeters squared. But just getting out all the pastels, having them there and working on the scale, it just, you can crack something out quite quickly. And it's in a realistic style, which I like. Which is, it's my go-to when it comes to painting. So I'm very happy with that. I would like to say one of them is sold. Woohoo! So I need to get the other one to the framer. So pomegranates, classic, beautiful, rich red color, classical subject. It's so oldie worldy, absolutely love it. And pomegranates are delicious to eat too. Right, what am I doing? Dark background, as you can see in the photo reference, using a mixture of Terry Ludwig's and Senneliers to create that darkness, as well as in the pomegranate. So I love the Terry Ludwig's, and if I didn't have the Terry Ludwig's Dark Intense 2 set, I don't know what I would have done, because I've tried other pastel ranges, even like Sennelier, and they do a beautiful dark madder carmine, but it's dark, and it's just as dark as the Terry Ludwig, but the Terry Ludwig has a vibrancy to the color. I can't really describe it. I just don't think there's anything like it. I tried some, what's it called? It's a new pastel company from Russia called Earthberry, and as they sent me their dark sets. Well, I ordered their dark sets, and I got them about 2 weeks ago. Lovely colors, but they were dark, but not as dark as Terry Ludwig and not as vibrant. Sounds strange to have a vibrant dark, but where it's just got this glow about it. Anyway, so if I didn't have my Terry Ludwigs, I'm sorry, I don't know if I could have pulled off this pomegranate, because if you look at the photo reference, that saturation and the depth of that red is just so dark but so vibrant. And the Terry Ludwig number R180 is just one of my favorite pastels on the planet. It is beautiful. It's exactly this pomegranate color. It's dark and it's rich. So I laid that down for the base, and then building up the lighter red tones with lots of Sennelier. Again, if you want these pops of color, beautifully saturated color, I always go to Sennelier. They do such magical, vibrant color. I find different pastel ranges, what I have of them anyway. If I'm doing something and I'm thinking of neutrals, I usually go to Unison, even though they also have obviously pops of pastel color. Sennelier has just a much wider variety. So anyway, using a lot of Sennelier in here. You can see for this particular piece, and I was actually doing quite a lot of red pieces. I did some cherries, I did strawberries. I just was going through a bit of a red phase. I did plums. I didn't have quite enough red, so I went out and I bought a whole bunch of Sennelier reds and oranges and like pinky reds. So lots of them still have their wrappers on. So I haven't used them too much yet, but Here you can see me using a mixture of reds, pinks and oranges, and also some bronzy orangey colors rather than red orange, some more of a yellow bronzy browny orange. Like I say, they worked a treat, and I was very happy with the combination. It got this pomegranate to where I was happy with it. Used a few pastel pencils, not many, but just to get a few little details here and there. So pomegranate, the skin has quite like a leathery sort of texture. So I was able to achieve that by simply using reds with different tonal values and not smoothing everything into the paper. So you can see there's little pockets of dark red, then it goes gradually lighter, and everything looks soft. It's not super hard edges like you can see on the rim of the skin there. But those softer edges and different values of color creating more of a textured appearance, which is what like the pomegranate has. So this is the saffron color here by Caran d'Ache, and I'm creating, oh dear, what's the name? The knobby bit. That is not proper at all, but that bit. So simply by having a dark base and then putting some lights on top of that, it's going to make the object come forward. That little part, it's going to lift it off the surface of the paper. And that's simply, again, by using different tonal values, using your darks and your lights to create that illusion of depth and things coming forward and things going back. Remember, lighter objects come forward, darker objects recede. So that's why, that's a way that I was able to achieve the knobby bit. That's not the right word. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to have to look it up. Can't find any terminology for that part. Anyway, moving on from there. So I used a lot of beautiful ruby red, which is by Sennelier, to get the brighter tones on the skin. So over here, I'm just using a plain piece of copier paper. I don't want to smudge everything that I've done underneath, so it's a good idea to use a piece of copier paper to protect the work underneath. With the table, working my normal way for doing a wooden table is dark to light, using a mixture of dark browns as well as browns with reddy tones in them, orangey tones and yellow tones, and building that up. Used again a mixture, quite a few of Sennelier in this table, as well as Cretacolor. Cretacolor have a pack of browns which are brilliant. I use them, I think, in every single piece of work I do almost. They've just got lovely sharp edges, and they work a treat. And brown, really useful color. Use brown, like I said, in nearly everything. So using the same colors that I used in the big pomegranate for these little seeds and for the piece of peel that is to the left, to the right. Same colors, building up with my darks, going midtones and then my lights. You can see that where the spotlight is hitting most on the table there, I've added a very pale yellowy tone. It's like a yellowy ochre sort of color. And because that's going to show, it's easily how you show, oh, that's where the light is shining, because it's darker all around it. So putting in my highlights, again, this is titanium yellow from Sennelier. It's a very pale yellow that's almost white. Basically, you could say a tinted white. So if you've enjoyed this, the real-time demo will be up on my Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description below. So I hope you've enjoyed this. So it's a couple of seconds left, but I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching.